Welcome to part 61 of Woe to America, Woe to the Nations, and Woe to Babylon. This is um, moment. This is August the 24th, 2024. And I want to reiterate something that I've been talking about throughout this. We've talked about the elections and so forth, and righteous leaders and choosing righteous leaders and so forth. And I have tried to explain how impossible it is to choose a righteous leader and expect the nations, or the nation rather, in this case, to follow suit and to choose a righteous leader when most of them are ungodly themselves. Why would they choose the godly to rule over them? No, everyone wants someone who is best for their pocketbooks or their heart's desires. They want people who are like-minded individuals to themselves to rule over them. That's why you all cannot, with clear conscience, ask Jesus, whom is God, to come and rule over you. So I want to go into looking at this from a different scenario. We are not to sit in the council of the ungodly, right? So let us dive into the book of Psalms for a moment. Psalms 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But how are you not doing this when you choose man to rule over you? Because they are not. That's the counsel of the ungodly right there. They are not godly people. They have shown this. Every time that they take office, they show this. And you see what they do, and yet you want to say that one is more wicked than another. You want to say that the left is worse than the right, which is not, it's not biblically true, nor can be. One cannot be more innocent than another. Why? Because sin is sin. There's no big sin and no little sin. So therefore, neither one of them could be. You can't say that you're going to forgive one man's sin and not forgive another's. In other words, you can't say you're going to forgive Trump and let him rule over you and not forgive Biden or Callisto. Oh, sorry, that's not her name. Kamala. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep wanting to call her Callisto. It's just the craziest thing because Callisto is a demon. And I do not mean that to sound bad, but for some reason that every time I go to speak her name, that's the name that comes trying to roll out of my mouth. And I do not know why that keeps happening. But no. Callisto, I believe, was also one of the goddesses. I'm not sure which one. I don't follow that kind of stuff, but that's the name that keeps coming, trying to come rolling out of my mouth every time I go to try to speak Kamala's name. And it comes out sometimes before I catch it. Before I can catch it. Sorry about that. It is not meant for humor. It is not meant to be saying she's a demon. I don't know why it keeps happening. It just does. But, anyways, let us read on in Psalms. Blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners. That means don't be one, don't be participating in what they're doing. Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. Do you meditate on the law of the Lord day and night? Really? Is that where your mind is at? All day long? Every day? Are you meditating on Jesus all the time? Because if you were, you wouldn't be so quick to be led into diverse temptations and lust, would you? Oh, but we still gotta live in this world. I'm so tired of hearing that. Yeah, Abraham and all them had to live in this world too, but they didn't center their minds around the sins of this world. They centered their minds around God. Sorry for the interruptions. Anyways, verse 3, Psalms 1:3. And he shall be like a tree. Now, this is talking about those that meditate on the Lord and his law. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Now, is everything that you're doing prospering? Because if it ain't, something wrong. Because God will make you to prosper. God will make you to prosper. It ain't up to man. I've learned that lesson lately myself, and I had a lot going on as I've struggled to wrestle with things. But I've learned it's not up to man. It's up to God what happens. And man does not have the final say, because man might try to do things to hinder you, but they do not have the final say. And all things work to the greater good to them that love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. But the Lord has all power. The Lord Jesus. He has all power, and it's not up to people. It's up to your faith in the Lord. And certainly, if you do not believe in Jesus, then no. If you have no faith, then he's not going to answer your unbelief with a blessing. He's not going to give you a blessing for your unbelief. That's not, no. Do you reward your bad children by giving them candy? Or do you punish them? Do you reward your bad children by giving them the keys to your car and saying, here, go have a good time? No. You put them in timeout, right? So don't expect Jesus, who is a wise Father, to give to you abundantly and to help you to prosper if you're not minding, if you're not keeping his word, if you're not meditating on him and his laws. Verse 4, the ungodly are not so, but are like the shaft which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. God is going to move these people out of the congregations of the righteous. Get ready for it, because it's going to happen. If you start noticing people are gone and they're not in, if you are the righteous and you are the congregation of the righteous and you start noticing certain people are no longer coming back anymore, it's because God's removing them from the righteous assemblies. Because they were wolves in sheep clothing and have no need amongst the righteous. That's what it says in Psalms. We've got to trust the Lord, though. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. See? The ungodly's ways shall perish. All these evils that is going on are going to perish. That goes right along with new heaven and new earth, doesn't it? Wherein dwelleth righteousness. Why? Because the unrighteous people's ways are going to go away. They're going to perish. And I just wanted to discuss this a little more. I wanted people to understand we're not supposed to sit in the council of the ungodly. Why can't you pray, Jesus, come rule over us? Why can't you say that to the Lord? If you're a righteous person that wants a righteous ruler, that's the only way you're ever going to have it. Is if the Lord himself comes and rules over us. That's who you should be voting for. That's who you should be calling for. That's who you should be asking to come. But you're afraid to do that for several reasons. One, you do not want him to actually come and rule over you because you still like being out in sin. Two, those of you that do want him to come rule over you are afraid to ask because you're afraid he won't come. Then you're not abiding in him, are you? Because the Bible teaches, if you abide in me and my word abide in you, ask what you will and it shall be. But you have to ask in faith and nothing wavering. That means you have to truly believe and know that it's going to happen. And I'm going to end out of this video short here because I want to come back in because I want to get into this. But I also need to go pray about something real quick before I get on into this video. We always should seek the counsel of the Lord and how he would have us to go forward. It's not going to be much shorter than the others, but it's going to be just a little bit shorter than the others, this particular video. But that's okay. I will see you in the next part.